Detroit Pistons select Cade Cunningham from Oklahoma State.
Alright, Pistons fans, so in today's video, we're talking about Jerami Grant again, and we have some new news. There is a possibility that Grant may not be moved come this trade deadline. We've had a lot of rumors, a lot of reports coming out recently. It feels just about every NBA team has been rumored to be linked to Jerami Grant, but according to this new report, it's not looking that way. But we're gonna get into that here in a second. But before we do, please make sure you guys like this video. Today's like goal, as always, is 100 likes, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So put the image on the screen right now, and it says, as of now, offers for Grant have not been pouring in. Do not be surprised if Grant doesn't get traded at the deadline. And that is via James Edwards III. Okay, so some key things there, something that I kind of do disagree with, but I guess I have to take it for face value. The first thing that he said is that offers are not really pouring in for Grant, and I kind of find that hard to believe because I feel like just about any team in the NBA could use Grant, especially if you're one of these teams where you're around that 8th, 9th seed and you're trying to get into the playoffs. You could get someone like Grant on your roster, and he could definitely push you over the hump. A team like the Knicks comes to mind, where they could definitely use someone like Grant to help him make a push to the playoffs. But then you have those other teams that are contending. They're the top of the NBA who just need one player to get them to that championship level. I think about a team like the Chicago Bulls. You know, they just lost Caruso down with an injury. They could definitely use someone like Grant to help them get to that level near the Milwaukee Bucks or the Phoenix Suns. They could definitely use someone like Jerami Grant. So in my head, in my mind, I would think that a lot of teams are interested in Grant, and we've seen these rumors out here. Minnesota Timberwolves, Boston Celtics, Chicago Bulls, Atlanta Hawks, Los Angeles Lakers. We've seen a lot of rumors and reports come out recently. So I guess according to James, those aren't really true because James says that the offers aren't really pouring in. But it's kind of hard for me to imagine that teams aren't trying their hardest to get Grant right now. Out of all the targets right now that you could possibly get in a trade that will be available, I would think that out of all the guys in the NBA, Grant is definitely near the top or number one. I mean, look at what he did last year, averaging 20 points per game. Look at the way he's evolved this game since he's gotten here in Detroit, the way he's able to score the basketball and play defense when he chooses to. Now, he doesn't really do that too often here in Detroit, but I kind of feel like it's because he just focuses on scoring for the most part. But if he goes to a contender, I definitely do believe he'll try to take it up to another level and play on both ends of the floor at an extremely high level. But I'll move on to my next point. Now let's run with what James Edwards said, okay? If that's true, if it is true that teams are not trying their hardest to get Grant right now, if teams aren't dying to get him, then yes, it does make sense to not trade him. Because think about it, okay? What will happen if we keep Grant past the deadline? He returns, he's gonna get put back into the starting lineup. He'll help the Pistons win a few games here and there, but for the most part, we're gonna continue to lose games this season, and then the season will end. We'll have high lottery odds near the draft. We'll get another top pick, and that means we'll either get Paolo or Jabari or Chet or Jaden, any one of those top guys. And then in free agency, we'll have Blake Griffin's money freed up off the books. We could sign someone who could be really, really talented and help out this Pistons team. And then we're coming back next year with, let's say, Paolo Banchero or Jabari Smith or someone like that. Someone in free agency who's really, really good, and a rested Jerami Grant coming off of a season where he missed a lot of time due to injury. Next year could be really, really solid if the Pistons decide to follow that path. We can have a really, really solid team here in Detroit. And then you also have to think about the improvement and development of players. You know, this offseason is going to be huge for guys like Saddiq Bey, Isaiah Stewart, Cade Cunningham, Killian Hayes, even just all of these guys. They're going to continue to work in the offseason, train in the offseason, and they're going to come back even better than they are this season. So you have to account for all of that, man. So, you know, keeping Jerami Grant, if the right deal is not there, it wouldn't be the worst possible scenario for us, because I don't want to just do the thing where, you know, you're near the deadline, you want to move a guy to try to salvage any possible things that you can, and you force yourself into a bad deal where you get something in return that's not really valuable. So I just don't want the Pistons to do that. If you have to, just keep Grant, have him till next season, trade him next season if you want to, or just keep him on the roster, give him another extension, and have a team next year that will be much, much better than the current Detroit Pistons. So that's basically everything, man, Pistons fans, let me know your thoughts about this whole thing in the comment section below. Does this make you happy that the Pistons possibly might not be trading Grant, or does this make you angry and upset that the Pistons possibly won't be moving him? Or are you like me and you're in the middle where I'm okay with both decisions if the Pistons decided to go in either way? So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Thank y'all for 4K, and I'm out.